Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're actually stepping away from the bright lights and heading straight into the shadows. We are going to unpack the mechanics of a truly chilling, fictional supernatural horror story. It's called The Curse of Blackwood. We'll be dissecting exactly how a terrifying narrative trap is built from the ground up, looking at the specific psychological and physical tricks the author uses to literally ensnare both the protagonist and us, the readers. So turn down the lights and let's dissect the anatomy of a supernatural trap. Have you ever heard someone whisper your name in the middle of the night? It's a universal human fear, isn't it? That sudden violation of your safe space. Now, just imagine if that voice belonged to someone who died years ago. Our source material today uses this exact terrifying premise to hook us right from the start. It introduces a beautiful ghost who basically weaponizes her appearance to lure lonely men out into a haunted forest. A forest they literally never return from. Okay, let's dive into this and meet the target of this supernatural trap. Meet our protagonist, Rahul. He's 25, brave, kind, and crucially, he's a total skeptic. He actively laughs at the local village myths. And his ultimate foil here? Blackwood Forest. According to the dark local legend, this forest is the hunting ground of Maya. She's a woman who died tragically, maybe murdered, maybe betrayed, the lore is a bit murky, but it happened right before her wedding. Her restless spirit is said to wander the woods every single full moon. By setting up the stark contrast between our grounded skeptic and a deadly ancient legend, the narrative brilliantly sets the stage for a tragic collision. And that collision kicks off with the inciting incident. Let's look at exactly how this trap is sprung. First, the environment is set. It's a freezing cold midnight hour, which instantly isolates our protagonist. Second comes the physical intrusion. 3 soft knocks on his window. Not the door, the window, which is deeply unsettling if you think about it. And third, the visual lure. When Rahul pulls back the curtain, he doesn't see a monster. No, he sees a breathtakingly beautiful young woman in a shimmering white dress, her long black hair just blowing in the wind. The trap is beautifully, perfectly disguised. Then comes the auditory hook. She looks right at him with this mysterious smile and softly whispers, "Rahul, I've been waiting for you." Just let that hang in the air for a second. She knows his name. She tells him she needs his help. And the text notes that without even realizing why, Rahul feels strangely drawn toward her. Her voice is literally acting as a hypnotic mechanism. Despite his skepticism, despite all those desperate warnings from the villagers he's heard his entire life, the sheer magnetism of the unknown pulls him out of his safe home and into the dark. Now, notice how the author masterfully builds escalating dread through sensory deprivation. As they walk deeper and deeper into Blackwood Forest, the natural world just turns off. The sounds of insects completely disappear, the wind becomes totally silent, and most unsettling of all, despite walking on a forest floor absolutely covered in dry leaves, Maya's feet make absolutely no sound. She is gliding. The physical laws of reality are slowly being stripped away here, isolating Rahul in this vacuum of silence where the only thing he can focus on is her. The abandoned temple. A trap is sprung. After nearly an hour of walking in this eerie silence, they reach the physical center of the web. It's a ruined temple hidden among giant trees, completely covered in vines with broken statues scattered everywhere. Suddenly, Maya stops. And this brings us to a terrifying narrative pivot. The siren's illusion drops. Her mysterious smile vanishes. Her face goes deathly pale, and her eyes turn completely, horribly black. When a terrified Rahul backs away and asks what she is, she doesn't answer with words. She answers with laughter. But it's this non-human, echoing laughter that shatters the unnatural silence of the forest. The beautiful woman is gone. The monster is here. So, the crucial point here is understanding the mechanics of this supernatural snare. Maya finally speaks, and she lays out the grim rules of her existence. She whispers that she died there 7 years ago. Her soul never found peace, and now she is permanently anchored to the forest. She cannot leave. There's literally only one loophole in her curse. Someone else has to take her place. She isn't just killing for sport, you see. She is harvesting a replacement soul so she can finally escape. The moment Rahul realizes this, human survival instinct finally kicks in. He runs. But the trap is already fully closed by a terrifying rule of the forest's geography. Every single path leads right back to the temple. It doesn't matter which direction he chooses, he always returns to Maya. The space itself is warping around him. The forest has become this closed loop, an inescapable physical nightmare, where running only exhausts the prey and brings them right back to the predator. Let's move to the climax and see how this all builds to its terrifying conclusion. The descent into absolute horror is rapid. The environment violently turns against him. The air drops to freezing cold. Dark shadows start actively moving between the trees. Disembodied whispers surround him on all sides. And then, the physical attack. Dozens of ghostly hands suddenly erupt from the freezing ground, grabbing at his legs, locking him in place. He screams, completely paralyzed by the supernatural forces of the forest. As he's being held down, Maya slowly walks toward him to deliver the final, devastating blow. And it's not physical, it's psychological. She says, "You came here because of your greed. You believed beauty without asking the truth." Wow. This is the grim moral lesson at the heart of the lore. Rahul thought he was totally immune to the stories, but he was so easily manipulated by surface-level beauty. His failure to question the reality of the situation, his blind willingness to follow a pretty face into the dark, well, that is exactly what sealed his doom. Rahul's final, agonizing moments unfold super fast. First, the moon disappears behind black clouds, plunging the forest into total pitch-black darkness. Next, the crying voices of dozens of pale spirits emerge. These are all the young men who disappeared from the village over the years, trapped just like he is about to be. Then, Maya raises her hand, silencing them all. The ground cracks open, dark mist swallows him, and his heartbeat physically slows as his life force is drained away. Maya leans in and whispers, "Now, you belong to the forest." A terrifying scream echoes, and then absolute silence. We jump to the next morning. The villagers organize a search party and discover the chilling aftermath. Let's analyze what they actually find near that abandoned temple. Rahul's lifeless body is there, his face frozen in unimaginable fear. But here is the really disturbing part. There are zero physical injuries, no signs of struggle whatsoever, no footprints around him. The only clue to the supernatural horror that took place is a single, solitary white flower lying beside him. It's a calling card from the bride who never was. Looking down at that single white flower, an old village elder quietly delivers this incredibly grim realization. Maya has chosen another soul. It's such a powerful line because it solidifies the legend. Rahul isn't just a tragic death anymore. He is a permanent addition to the horrifying lore of Blackwood Forest. His skepticism didn't protect him. It just made him the latest data point in a centuries-old curse. And this brilliantly illustrates the absolute most terrifying aspect of the trap, its infinite cycle. The explainer of this lore doesn't actually end with Rahul. Months later, another young man from the exact same village is sitting in his room. He hears a soft knock on his window. He opens the door to find a beautiful young woman in a white dress, smiling gently, whispering that she's been waiting for him. And just like that, the young man vanishes forever. The trap resets. The snare remains perfectly, brutally effective. The villagers believe that even today, on quiet moonlit nights, a beautiful woman still walks through Blackwood Forest, eternally searching for her next victim to take her place in the dark. We've unpacked exactly how this trap works: the visual lure, the hypnotic auditory hook, the isolation, and that impossible geography. You understand the mechanics of the curse now, but you know, understanding the trap doesn't mean you can escape it. So I'll leave you with this. When the midnight knock comes for you, will you answer? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the Curse of Blackwood. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.